we are about to review the first few episodes of the Black Friend Show. No, not Living Single. No, not Tyler Perry. We're talking about Grand Crew on NBC. A group of friends, black, unpack, unpack the ups and downs of life and love at a wine bar. Jason, what did you think of Grand Crew?
My first initial reaction to the show was, we did this before. This was already a thing. This is really famous back in the 90s. A group of friends would get together and they would talk about their life, and it was really, really good. It was freaking groundbreaking. I can't remember the name of it. It was a group of friends. It's, Living Single.
Ding, 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 ding.
But as I watched more of this shit is funny as hell, man. Like it is one of those things that just like I want to happen because it has black characters in it and they are unapologetically black, but it's not really about their blackness. Yes, there's parts about it that are about their blackness, but that's not what the show is about. It's about these friends just living life, and that's it. And it's funny, and it does touch on some issues like black masculinity. Like one character is upset of seeing other males cry, but it's great. It's fucking hilarious. It's made me laugh so many times in the last hour that I've laughed in like probably 2 years. I'm so glad that Nicole Byer has actually got a show where she can actually be funny on rather than her just making fucking cakes and shit.
Yes, yes.
Like, I'm just glad she's got something that she can do. It's great. It's fucking great. Like all the actors in this are just they play an archetype of, I would say, black culture. But like even then, they're still their own people. They're still very much characters rather than just archetypes, and they're all just fucking funny. And it's like their situation is just hilarious. Yeah, I can't really praise the show anymore because it's good. I mean, like I don't like sitcoms. I don't like sitcoms. Like last sitcom I watched was Community, and like anytime it's like, oh, you want to watch this? I'm like, no, I don't like. I'd much rather watch shit with fucking space aliens and shit in it. I'll get my comedy through there.
You mean like Avatar?
Like, no, fuck that movie. Name two characters. Name two characters. But like this one, like I'm sitting here, I'm fucking dying laughing because of some of these shit. And then, like some of the shit is like probably only people like me and Jason and our ilk would get. And like this dude straightened his hair and he comes in and they're all looking at him with his straightened hair, like, what the fuck? And I'm dying because like that's what would happen if you do suddenly come in with straightened hair as a black man. Like your family, your friends gonna be like, what the fuck? Especially if you're not Snoop Dogg. Like, what the fuck are you doing with us? It's oh my god, it is so good. I hope that it lasts longer than the season because I'm definitely gonna watch this. This is definitely something that I'm gonna put in my weekly rotation and watch the fuck out of this. And I know that's gonna make my mom happy.
Yes, so it's funny enough, we had our show set for the week and I saw a preview of it and I took a screenshot of it because I was watching like YouTube or something, and I took a screenshot. I'm like, hey, we should look and find this and review this. And so I didn't even watch the show when I sent it to you.
Boy, just like, let's review this.
Yeah. Boy, was I happy that this was not a miss. So I'm like you. I'm not a huge sitcom guy. I think I have my favorites. Like I have like How I Met Your Mother, in the Martin era, The Big Bang Theory for a while, so I got over that. Like I never last long with sitcoms. I'll watch a couple of seasons and then I'm like, okay. So I will admit, watching this one, it took me a while to get back into the sitcom dialogue. That's very you talk, now I talk, now you talk. It's never like sitcom dialogue's never real. It never feels real. It feels very acted, and that's fine. That's what it
feels like a stage play.
Yeah. Because they want to get across what they're saying, so that when it sets up for later on, you can feel it. I guess Curb Your Enthusiasm would be considered "quote unquote" a sitcom, but I feel like that's in a different realm of sitcom, though. But going to the point of this is that yes, Jason is correct. There's a lot of stuff here that is completely understandable for the culture. But I like that this culture in Grand Crew, I hate to say it's the shit that me and Jason have always dreamed that black culture was always like. Like we were always groovy, we were always stylish, we we're always cool, but it ain't no like threats of violence and gang banging or all the stuff that they associate with black culture that is negative or negativity. It isn't in the show. Even the slight moment they kind of go into it about two characters that are black judging each other. Yeah, and it does end with like a slap boxing thing. But even that when they finally confront each other and have the conversation, he goes, "Yeah, I thought you were like this," and homeboy was like, "Nah, college just wasn't for me. I had like a 1530 on my SAT,
1580." He's like, "What?
Yeah,
What'd you get on it?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't want to talk about it."
Right. But he wasn't the guy.
I got the same thing you
that.
did.
But we know people in our lifestyle that are like that. They're just real smart ass people that didn't want to go to college and didn't want to do the traditional routes of things. But people look down on them because they probably wear their ball cap backwards or to the side, or they got Tim's on or whatever. So I did like that switch up. I did enjoy that the characters here feel like somebody that I know. Like I could be like, oh, that's my homegirl QP. That like Nicole Byer is like, that's my homeboy, blah, blah, blah. Like it felt that way. And I love the first episode, with Garrett Morris, and he's kind of breaking it down for us, which is a beautiful thing to do because it sets the standard of like, oh, this ain't gonna be your typical black show.
Yeah.
This harkens back to the age of Living Single, Martin, The Fresh Prince. Like when we had all these black shows on TV, even Family Matters and all that, it harkens back to that age. And I'm not trying to throw shade on them because, hey, brother, get with your money and you do a good job with it. It's less of that Tyler Perry stuff. I feel like sometimes Tyler Perry is a caricature of black culture that black people enjoy, but other people besides black people watch that. And so they get this imagery of them, of us in their minds. This is the image I want them to have of us in their minds. Successful
sitting
black
around
people
drinking wine.
Yes.
Cracking wine.
Wine is the new black because LeBron James drinking, so we can all drink it. Yes, go ahead, talk that talk.
He's like, oh, this guy notes coriander.
Yes, a little bit of cocoa, like talk that talk, my brother. And I just thought it was a relief to watch this. And like you said, this is a show with black characters, but it isn't a show about what blackness means to these characters. This is a show about black characters living in a world, and they just happen to be black. So they do have some experiences that are going to be different, but those experiences don't shape the whole narrative of the show.
Yeah,
like one of them is a hopeless romantic. How many black dudes do you know are hopeless, out and out romantics? Like nobody black guy, but I'm saying, but black guys don't talk about that. Like we ain't sitting around being like, "Oh man, you chased that girl."
Yeah, I just want to be like a Nicholas Sparks book.
Right. We don't talk like that. And I say we talk like that, but we don't talk like that very openly to each other. So it was just a relief to just have our blackness be a thing, but not be the main thing. Like I don't like if somebody would ask me about the show, I wouldn't have to be like, "Hey, oh no, it's a black culture thing. You ain't gonna understand it." I'd be like, "Nah, come jump right in." But that's what kind of also makes me hate it too, because sometimes they do give a little bit away of the secrets. It's like Blackish to me. Like Blackish gave away a lot of our secrets, a lot of the stuff that we kept on a down low. But if this is the way that we get people to respect us more and bridge the gap between their stereotypes of us versus what we really are, and this is a show that can help us get closer to that, a la like Blackish, the Cosby Show back in the day. We've had little shows like that kind of bring us closer together because it breaks down stereotypes. I'm here for it. I implore, I pray, I am pushing anybody that hears this review, fucking go watch the show. Give it good ratings. Let it be renewed. Let's make this one of the number one shows in America because we need these kind of shows in America, let alone for our culture, because this is the representation we want, we need. And it seems like they probably have people of color in their writing rooms because the way they talk, the way they dress, the way they act feels like something that we would write and produce. Like me and Jason. Yeah, like me and Jason would sit down and write some of this stuff that they're saying and doing. So please support it if you can, Grand Crew. Jason, you got any final words before we give it a rating?
Here's also a good thing about this. This is not dealing with trauma.
Yes.
Like often in the last 20 years, and like some of my favorite shows, like Lovecraft Country, deals with black trauma, but this one doesn't. These are just people enjoying their lives. It's black joy. They're just enjoying their lives, and that is so refreshing. How refreshing? I'm talking about that's how much that's how refreshing it is. It's just so good. Like this, it's just so nice to just see these people just live their lives and just be themselves and be accepted for being themselves. It's so good. I love this show. I'm gonna say it.
Absolutely, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm 5 out of 5 on it. I don't care if you watch it like, man, it's all right. Fuck you. 5 out of 5.
I would agree.
You know
5 out of 5. They're always because he was like, oh man, they're too soft. Like one guy admits, he's like, yeah, I'm soft.
Yeah.
Like,
who straight up says it?
This is, I guess I'm a little soft. Like, and it's like, okay, we knew that, but we love you still anyway. And it's like,
So good. It's so good. Yes, great. And I'm right through it. I think I said yes, but the Nicole Byer thing, I'm right there with you. I feel like for years she's been extremely funny, and she's had to shuck and jive a little bit to be accepted in kind of both the worlds. I feel like this is the perfect vehicle for her to let people can see how funny she is and see what a star she is. I first peeped her on what was it, Girl Talk or Girl Code on MTV.
Yeah,
and she's always had the funniest segments. Yeah, she always had the funniest segments for it.
And then from then I started watching her stand up. I'm like, this girl is fucking funny as hell.
amazing. And I feel like she's finally going to get the respect she deserves if we can make this show #1. So again, people, please check it out. It's Grand Crew, NBC. We're not getting paid for this. This is just how much we like this show, and we think it's hopefully can last many seasons.
If they want to pay us, I would still